What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today, including the fact that Ronald, he's out here calling out the Braves and more specifically his own manager, and he did it on Easter Sunday. Now, he did delete the tweet, but we were able to screenshot it, and we do have to talk about it. Max Fried was throwing a no-hitter until it was ruined by none other than the speedster Chandler Simpson, but it wasn't ruined until the scorekeeper ruined it a few moments later. It was an error, and then they called it a base hit. This is not a typo in my script. The Reds scored 24 runs in one game. Two guys combined for 11 base hits and 13 RBIs. Emmanuel Clase, he blew another game because of course he did. He's given up more runs this year than all of 2024 combined. Torpedo bat Cal Raleigh did the most obvious thing ever, and the Brewers, I thought this was a typo as well. I thought I was seeing things. They stole 9 bases in the first 4 innings against the A's yesterday. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's recap. And don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Save yourself 20 bucks off all your tickets using code Fuzzy. And one more thing, if you do download Underdog Fantasy and put your baseball knowledge to the test, be sure to use code Fuzzy when you do it because you'll get a lot of free stuff. So real quick before we show Ronald calling out his own team and more specifically his own manager, I didn't get a chance to show this. Mike Trout popped off for 2 home runs in one game on the same day that I put out a video saying that Mike Trout is broken. He's going through his worst slump ever. The reverse jinx strikes again. Let me know in the comments who's struggling right now, who deserves to get called out, because as soon as I make a video that they're broken, they're gonna not be broken anymore. All right, let's stop yapping and pretending like we actually control the outcome of Major League Baseball games on this channel. I want to talk about another clip that I missed. Jarred Kelenic, he pimped what he thought was a home run. It wasn't a home run. It wasn't even a double because he got thrown out. Now, the manager of the Braves, Mr. Snicker, he came out and said that he didn't watch Jarred Kelenic. He was watching the ball. So he didn't even know that Kelenic wasn't hustling, so that's why he wasn't benched. Ronald, he did not like this. He called out the Braves and the manager in a tweet basically saying that if that was him, he would have been benched. Now, I was shocked that this tweet was up for so long. I think he deleted it after a couple hours. But years ago, in a playoff series versus the Dodgers, Ronald, he pimped what he thought was a home run. Same exact thing happened. It did not leave, but he did not get thrown out trying for second base. So, again, all of this is just very messy. Brian Snicker basically saying that, yeah, I would have benched Jarred Kelenic if I'd known about it. You're the manager of the team, buddy. I think you should probably know when your players are hustling or not. Or at the very least, you should have people on your staff that can tell you, hey, I know you kind of missed it, but Jarred did not run, and that's why he got thrown out. You have to make sure everyone is held to the exact same standard, and that was not upheld with the Braves over the last few days. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments, what do you think should happen to Kelenic? What do you think is going to happen between Ronald and his manager? Because a lot of Braves fans are saying, old man's got to go. Well, I feel like it's only fair to start with the Braves game and see if that messed with any of the on-field mojo. Bang! Matt Olson, he got on base 3 times with a few RBIs in the game. I couldn't recap. Now he's blasting off for a 2-run home run. That was off Joe Ryan, by the way. That is not easy to do. Drake Baldwin, this kid is an actual freak. Both home runs in his big league career have been to the left side, so opposite field. He's tops in exit velocities, hard hit percentages. Marcelo Zuna of the Braves, that ball is gone, and that ball went right through the open door in the bullpen. Who left that door open? Grant Holmes, he had 7 strikeouts, 6 of them looking. It's been a while since a Braves pitcher had 6 looking strikeouts in one game. The off-speed stuff really helps out the fact that he only throws mid-90s at best. Buxton, he hit it so far that Harris didn't even move. 435 feet. He's almost batting .330 with 3 stolen bases his last 9 games. The Braves, they still take it as Pierce Johnson. He had 2 no-hit innings to end it. The Braves, they've won 3 games in a row. They're 8-13. The Twins, they've dropped 3 in a row. They're 7-15. So usually I like to transition to walk-offs early in these recaps, but we have some absolute freaks of nature to talk about. Several players are on pace for some of the greatest power speed seasons we've ever seen. Fernando Tatis Jr., he was involved in every single scoring play for the Padres. He got on and scored on a Mauricio Dubon error. Dubon just kind of short-armed it, and now we have a short arm to a short swing. Nando, he slowed his swing down and just kind of muscled it the other way. He's in there for a triple, and now he's scoring. Gavin Sheets, he was in for Luis Ariz, who had to be carted off the field, but thankfully, he's been cleared already. That is an RBI single for Gavin. Now, the Astros did score a few, but Tatis, he kept up the highlight reel. There's a sliding grab in right field, and then he launched a go-ahead Nando bomb. The bullpen, they combined for 1 base hit the final 4 innings as Robert Suarez, he struck out 2. He has 9 saves, but I do have to mention that Tatis, he's the first player since Carlos Beltran in 2004 to have 8 home runs and 7 stolen bases their first 21 games to start a season. Tatis is on pace for 61 home runs and 54 stolen bases with a whopping 14.5 F WAR. The Padres are 16-6. Elly De La Cruz, he's going brazy as well. He and his team put up 24 runs. You heard that correctly. 24 runs, but not before he made that leaping Superman catch. He needed every inch of that 6'5" frame to snag it, and even Orioles fans were like, yo, that was sick. They were tipping their caps. This guy's a freak. He leads off the third with his 5th home run. He's on pace for a 37 home run, 52 stolen base season, and after that, every single Red starter came away with an RBI. I mean, you're seeing it live in action. Everyone's in on the action. I'm going to focus on Noelvi Marte, though, real quick. He doubled in another run to make it 9-1. Then he makes it 15-1 on his third base hit. How about 20-1? His 4th hit is a grand slam. Makes it 5 hits, 7 RBIs. Now, yes, that was Jorge Mateo, the positional player, pitching, and after Ali made it 20-2, Noelvi, he secured a monster 5-hit, 6 RBI Easter afternoon with another RBI double in the 9th. But this guy's been keeping up all game long. I wanted to shock you guys with his stats. The catcher, Austin Wynns, he got to face another positional player, that is Gary Sanchez. He mashed a 3-run home run. He went 6 for 7 with 6 RBIs. Noelvi, he goes 5 for 7 with 7 RBIs. Wynns has 6 hits, 6 RBIs. That's the first time the Reds have scored that many runs in 25 years, since 1999. We have another road to the show type box score. Milwaukee stole a franchise record 9 bases in this game, and they all came before the 5th inning. Real quick, though, I do have to shout out Logan Henderson, the rookie. He had 9 strikeouts in his debut. He whiffed Brent Rooker. Soderstrom, he's down on the strikeout as well. And now Logan's up 1 on the Milwaukee Madness. There was a double steal. Shea Langoliers, he threw it away. It still counts as a stolen base for Bryce Terang. Reese had an RBI single. There was another Milwaukee double steal, so runners are all over the bases. Then there was a balk, so it's 3-0. 4-0 on another terrible throw from Shea. Milwaukee, they stole 6 bases in the first inning. Bryce Terang had 3 stolen bases in this game. He scores easy after nabbing a bag. Chorio, he lifted 1 to the gap. Reese, he's almost batting 500 the last week. He has 3 home runs and 8 RBIs his last 5 games. Caleb Durbin, we know that this rookie, he's fast. He takes off for second. He's initially called out, but Milwaukee, I was shocked by hearing this. They haven't challenged a single call this entire year. They saved it for good luck, and that call got reversed. That's the 9th stolen base of the game, a new Brewers record, and they did it before the 5th inning. Logan Henderson, he struck out the side in the 6th. What a way to start a big league career. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. His offense ran it up to 14 on a bunch of dinking and dunking, but I'm going to leave it there. The Brewers are now 12-10 to start the year. The A's, the opposite, 10-12. Cal Raleigh's torpedo bat reign of terror continued in this game. But hold up, Dylan Moore, he's facing a lefty, so just pencil in a home run. He has 5 home runs this year. Every single one of them has been off a southpaw. Cal, listen to these stats, please. Since changing to a torpedo bat, he's played in 9 games. Over those 9, he's basically batting 300 with 7 home runs and 12 RBIs. Randy, he's having the weirdest start of 2025 by anyone. He's hitting 200 on the dot, which is awful. We know that. He's had 3 strikeout games in back-to-back games, but he also has 17 RBIs and a 140 OPS plus. Now, I'm going to skip to this Bo Bichette RBI knock because Toronto, they got put in their place, but I wanted to inform you that Bo is hitting 315 with a 360 on base. Also, I do have to show this because it might seem like a random strikeout, but the rookie Paxton Schultz, he came in as a reliever. He just struck out his 8th hitter. He ties an MLB record for most strikeouts by a rookie reliever in their debut with 8. Rowdy Tellez, he's been having some fun versus his former team. He got a pinch at that bat, and that is 3 games in a row versus former team with the home run. He had a solo home run, a grand slam, a 2-run home run. He almost had the home run cycle versus former team. The Mariners have won 2 games in a row. They can get within 1 game of first place if the Dodgers can take care of business in Texas. Here's the thing, though. The Dodgers had to face Tyler Mahle. Oh, and by the way, Tyler Glasnow was on the bump, so runs were going to be few and far between in this game. Glasnow punched out the side in the 4th, but he was laboring big time. He was trying to fight off some cramping or maybe a strain of his right hamstring. He's out after 4 scoreless with 6 strikeouts. He was en route to an absolute masterclass and an epic pitching duel versus Tyler Mahle. Mahle, he was unleashing dotted fastball after dotted fastball, 7 scoreless in 26 2/3 this year. He's only allowed 2 runs and 10 base hits. That's a microscopic 3.4 hits per 9 after he left. Chris Martin, he allowed multiple guys to get on its 1st and 3rd, and this was it. Freddie Freeman, his sac fly wins it for the Dodgers. As Wyatt Langford, he tried to jump on the long Tanner Skit lay kick. He beat it. He for sure was safe, but his foot kind of floated off the bag for a split second. He got tagged out. Hold up. Now that I go to the replay, he actually looks safe to me, but this is where replay gets a little bit weird because the umpire called him out, so now replay has to show convincing evidence to overturn it. They said it wasn't clear. I don't know, maybe I'm dumb, but that looked convincing to me. A lot of fans were saying the laces tagged him. Well, the laces don't actually count as the glove, guys. Tanner Scott has 8 saves. The Dodgers are 16-7. The Rangers, they're 13-9 and just one game up now on the surging Mariners. One more AL West team taking on an NL West powerhouse. We're going to fast forward to the 5th in this game as Elliot Ramos. He smoked an easy double past Joe Adell, but I don't know what happened. Like, how did the ball get away? Regardless, Elliot, he's in there safe at 3rd. Not sure if Elliot tries to score on this Adames single. Who cares? It's 1-0 off the bat of Willy Adames. Zach Neto, why'd you have to ruin JV's gem? He pimped a no-doubter for his first long ball of the year. That kid rakes. Sam Huff, I keep forgetting that he's a giant now. He socks one to Joe, but Joe, he's tracking it down. He leaps. He just missed it. He even got there in time. He just flat out missed the grab. Willie, he plays Fitzgerald for his 2nd RBI. Just Ryan Walker, who I've called a cheat code, of all people, completely forgot how to do his job. He loaded in for Zach Neto, and then, I mean, that's as painful as an RBI as it gets. Joe, he's up now. He couldn't steal that home run earlier, but maybe he can steal the lead. He laced it down the line. Neto, he's going to have to try and shake off the hit by pitch and have to be a relay throw. It's a perfect relay throw, but he's safe. The Halos, they pull it off. They're back over 500 at 11-10. The Giants, they've been taking some tough L's lately, but they're still 14-8. Ryan Walker imploded, and so did Emmanuel Clase. But we'll get there in a second because Rocchio, he got on for Steven Kwan, and Steven, he's already up to 4 home runs. This is actually wild. I never thought that we would see full-blown power hitter Steven Kwan, but it's real. Logan Allen, he gave up 1 little run off the bat of Andrew McCutchen. This was an RBI double, but Logan's been locked in lately. 1 earned run total his last 3 starts. He also has 15 strikeouts over those 3. That's big considering the Cleveland rotation has been getting torched lately. Manzo, he just torched a baseball. Another lefty tank. He has the most insane reverse splits I've ever seen. He's batting .430 versus lefties and .154 versus righties. He has 6 extra base hits off lefties already. So it's 4-1 for Clase, and dude, he's been useless since the playoffs. Frazier, he laced one the other way for a 2-run knock. Then he stole a bag. So that stolen base was big time because Cabrine, he got it through that 1st and 2nd base hole. The game is tied now. Clase allowed 5 earned runs in all of 2024. He's now allowed 9 and 10 in the 3rd. He's allowed 20 hits this year as well. And dating back to October, he's allowed 32 hits and 17 earned runs his last 18 in the 3rd. Now, lucky for me, a Guardians fan, Manzo, he's got a go-ahead sac fly. Noel scores, and then Valdez. I mean, this sucks. A perfect straight to Noel to end it. Cade Smith, he might have to be the guy in the 9th the next few days because Clase, he's been figured out. He's got to refigure out how to get out hitters because the scouting is way too good. We got a former Guardian clutching up in another extra inning game. Josh Naylor, I keep on saying this, he's going to be so rich, but he ripped his first of 2 RBI singles after Michael Busch of the Cubs had one of his own. It was 1-1 after the first 9 innings, so tip of the cap to Merrill Kelly and Jameson Taillon. They had some pretty good starts, but we're going to fast forward to this yikes play. Jordan Wicks literally handed, wait, hold up. I'm going to look at the replay one more time because it looks like Nico missed it on that one. Don't get me wrong. It's not an amazing throw, but Nico, he makes that play pretty much 10 times out of 10. I can't believe he just whiffed that one, but at least he made it for it. The rookie, Tim Tawa, got a glove on it. Dansby, he motors around to retie it. Remember what I said, though. A former Guardian clutched up, and Josh had 2 RBI singles. There's his 2nd. Thank goodness that Manzardo has been insanely clutch lately because Josh, on the year, he's batting .333 with 10 extra base hits, 15 RBIs, and an almost 170 OPS plus. Dre Jameson, he's one of my favorite relievers in baseball. He's finally back. He's rocking out with the SpongeBob cleats. He's missed basically the last 2 years with Tommy John. Oh no, John Birdie, he didn't read it right, or maybe he forgot where Perdomo was playing. Tucker, he then flied out for the final out as Dre got the save. The Diamondbacks, they just barely beat the Cubs 3-2. A lot of people are saying that Josh Naylor could be a Yankee this time next year because if you guys did not know, the Yankees, they actually tried to trade for Naylor right before he was shipped to the Diamondbacks. Hold on, Trent Grisham, he's ruining all of that. I was trying to say something, buddy. He's batting .320 with 6 home runs. That's back-to-back games with a home run. You guys are about to witness one of the greatest pickoff moves ever. He threw a strike to second base to nab Curtis Mead. He was leaning. Back to Grisham. I won't lie. He took kind of a weird little route to this Mangum fly ball. Maybe it was the wind, but maybe he was just baiting Jansen, I don't know. It was the win, by the way. Just don't run on Trent Grisham because now that's a double play. You probably shouldn't throw this pitch to Bellinger ever. I know he's been struggling, but he's got 2 home runs on the year. He also stole a bag. What if that was the breakout game? Now, speaking of stealing bases, we know Chandler Simpson did that 104 times last year, and we can see why. He breaks up the no-no. At first, it was called an error, but that was a clear base hit because even if Goldie fields that ball cleanly, Max Fried is not beating Chandler to the bag, so it's a single regardless, and it wouldn't have been a no-hitter because Fried ended up giving up another base hit. Fried ended up going 7 2/3 shutout. He has a 1.4 ERA his first 6 starts as a Yankee. His battery mate, Austin Wells, he went oppo for his 4th home run. An easy W for the Yankees. They're 14-8. Maybe I just like stirring the pot, but we always got to show Juan Soto's new team after Yankees games. Francisco Lindor has woken up. He has 2 home runs the last 48 hours, and since April 7th, he's batting .321. Soto, he grabbed an RBI thanks to Tyrone Taylor's speed. That's an RBI sac fly, and Pete Alonso, he will not stop breaking 24 RBIs on the season. It's 3-0 for Clay Holmes, who ruined his own shutout with the wild pitch because Donovan advances. He scores on the Burleson ground out. Clay, he goes 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. He has 34 strikeouts his first 25 2/3 and a 3.1 ERA. The Cardinals, they're storming back. Thomas Sajacy, he plates 2 on a ringing double, only to have the Mets steal those 2 runs right back and more. Nimbo, he singled for an RBI. Tyrone Taylor and Soto, they both doubled. Soto's was a 2-run double, so he has back-to-back games with 2 base hits. So the standing ovation has worked. He has 5 RBIs his last 3 games. The Mets are soaring at 15-7, mainly because they're essentially unbeatable at home. They're 9-1 in Citi Field. The Phillies cannot afford to take their foot off of the gas at all this year. The Mets are going to be really, really good. Now, it started off well. Bryson and Trey both got on and stole some bags. So Harper, he's up with 2 ducks on a pond, and he played some both. The 2-timer is hitting .350 with 9 RBIs his last 6 games with 7 walks to 1 strikeout over those 6. Now, both teams, they traded a run. By the way, the Phillies are playing the Marlins. It's 4-1 in the 7th inning. Not my friend Bryson Stott. A 3rd out turns into a run-scoring error. Sanoja, he scores, and Miami, they then had back-to-back hits in the 8th inning, and Sanoja just scored himself with 1 swing. Javier Sanoja, the rookie, puts the Marlins up by 1. That's his first big league home run. Cal Stevenson, he saved the Phillies momentarily with his legs. He beat it out after Otto just bobbled it at second base. So we go to extras. Connor Norby, he can fly, so there's no way that Castellanos is going to throw him out. Kyle Stowers gets the go-ahead sac fly, and Sanoja is back at it. A massive 5 RBI game for the rookies, batting .350 on the season. The Marlins are 9-12 after they steal a W. The Phillies, they're still 13-9. One more game that needed extras. There's no way the Royals lose another game after scoring first, right? Vinny, he sliced one off of Tarek. That is a crazy swing. Lefty-lefty versus Tarek. Drew Waters, he doubled the lead, so Kansas City, they're feeling good. Until they weren't. Kerry Carpenter, he cracked the code versus Michael Wacha, and McKinstry, he was a thorn in Wacha's side all game. He worked the count like crazy. He's putting the ball in play. He plates 2 between the 5th and the 7th to spoil a Kansas City lead. He's been feeling himself. Just like I forgot Sam Huff is now a Giant, I forgot that Mark Canha is a Royal. Completely forgot about that. Detroit gave them that run thanks to an error. I'm just not going to show it. Bobby, he scores, and then he's doing the scoring later on in the 10th. He lifted a cutter inside. He didn't try to do too much. He said, I'm just going to lift the ball. And Carlos Estevez, he managed to shut out the Tigers for 6 outs. He doesn't get the save, but he does get the W. The Tigers, they fall. I put that in air quotes to 13-9. The Royals are 9-14. Tanner Houck is getting another chance to lock in, and Matt Thaiss was the one locking in early. Yep, the win helped a ton, by the way. It's carried out for a 2-run home run. Chicago's defense, they allowed the Boston Red Sox to get a few guys on for Willier, and that is an adios Pelota. He's been struggling bad, so it's nice to see him break out with a big boy swing. Jaron, he extends it for Tanner Houck, who actually did a really nice job to settle down. He struck out 7 over 6, just allowed those 2 runs. Now, after Tanner left, the Boston bullpen did the exact opposite of the White Sox. Brooks Baldwin, his sack bunt makes it 4-3. He's a rookie, and so is this kid, Edgar Cuero. He goes up the middle for a 2-run single. They got him in that Giolito trade, by the way, if you guys forgot. Liam Hendricks, God, man, I was so hyped up. He's been out of baseball for 681 days, and this is just mean. His old teammate, Andrew Vaughn, blasted off for a 3-run mammoth home run over the monster. More facing old team action. Cam Boozer, he was on the Red Sox. He got shipped to the White Sox, which is also very mean to do. He tossed the 1-2-3 ninth inning to end it as the White Sox, they finally end their 6-game losing streak, and the Red Sox, they're still above 500 at 12-11. I did not get to show Dylan Cruz's legacy weekend. He had a 2-home run, 4 RBI day a couple days ago, and he's off for the races already in game 1 of this doubleheader. He has 6 stolen bases this year. He scores on the bad throw. The bases are juiced after Kyle Freeland cannot make the barehanded flip from Tolia. There we go. Freeland got his inning double play. Jacob Stallings. He was the best player for the Nationals in this game 1. 2 score, which sucks for Freeland because he would have won this game as Zach Fiend. He ran into a barrel for his first big league home run. He pimped it because he knew that ball was gone. And another rookie, Braxton Fulford. He secures his first big league tater as well, 435 feet. Lord have mercy. Jake Irvin, he was great aside from those home runs. 9 strikeouts, just 3 base hits. He kind of mixed and matched all game. But again, he would have lost 2-1 if Jacob Stallings would have just done his job as a catcher. Finnegan, he is 8 for 8 in saves. The Nationals are 9-12. The Rockies are 3-17. Come on, Rockies. Don't go 3-18, and don't do it in your brand new City Connects. They're already losing. Nathaniel Lowe, he's got 17 RBIs. Dylan Cruz, we saw him have that breakout weekend a few days ago. He wanted more, but now it's time for the Mickey Moniak breakout. He saves multiple runs from scoring, then he splits a gap to score 2 with ease. Not even a throw to third base. He's in there for a triple. Jordan Beck, he made a nice little web gem over there in left field. This was a super easy last game. Tyler Kinley, he strikes out 3 for the save as Antonio Sensatella, he gets the W after allowing just 1 run over 6. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, was a record 16 games in 1 recap. I am exhausted. I'm gonna go nap. Thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy the web gems.
Shallow center field. Who's going to get it? Chisholm's going to get it.
Pete Crow Armstrong. Garrett Hampson. From first, VR hits it up to. Wow. How about that play? Magician. Coochie. This is down the left field line. Maybe trouble. Arozarena. Does he make the line? Leaping catch, Nico Horner. Positive. That ball is pulled, and it's gone. What a catch.
Amador. Out to center.
Jacob Young to it. Leaps this one to the left field line. Taylor Ward is tracking. Ward is over, diving.